steel guitar reputation here right now. I have some friends visiting us here today from up in Quebec, where I used to live. And they lived about less than a half a mile from the border. We cross the border maybe times 10 or 20 times a day. That town is kind of unique. It's called Rock Island, Quebec, Canada. It's no longer Rock Island. They amalgamated 3 towns. It's now Stansted. So it's a combination of Rock Island, BB, and Stansted. And that place has a lot of things, if I can think about it. Used to have J.D. Ferguson, who had the largest coin collection in Canada. We have a man that, Mr. Taylor, who invented the first Canadian car. We have a library that sits astraddle of the international border, where you can go and put your computer on the table, and you'll be sitting in Canada, and the computer will be in the United States. Back when I was 16, I entered a small talent show, and I was playing on the stage in Canada. The U.S. was sitting partially in Canada, or U.S. But also, let's see, what else do we have? We have Mr. Robert Weir. What's that? Pardon me? Oh yes, we have Canusa Street, which runs right down the international border. On one side, way back when I lived there, a gentleman owned 2 service stations. One was on the American side, and one was on the Canadian side. So when somebody came up from the U.S., he'd go across the street and serve them. We had a store where you could walk across the border. And when I say across the border, you're just barely there. Make a left turn into the store, and go buy American, this is from Canada going into the U.S., and go down and buy some Wing cigarettes for 17 cents. Or if you were real rich, you bought some Chesterfields for 22 cents. We also have a large granite quarry there, which was originally built or dug to create the Sun Life building in Montreal. At one time, that Sun Life building was the largest building in area in the whole British Empire. And also during World War II, a lot of people don't know this, that the British Empire stored all of their gold and their money in the basement of that building during World War II when they were threatened. We also have Lady Banting, who was the wife of Walter Banting, who was a co-discoverer of insulin, living there. Yes, this is history class. And finally, we have Robert Weir, who lived there. Robert Weir, there's a stone on the shores of Lake Memphremagog. Robert Weir was the gentleman that wrote the original words to O Canada. And so for all you people from Canada here, I'm going to play a tune for those that are from Ontario and the eastern townships and all that. This tune is, if it goes well, it's called The Joys of Quebec, Les Joies de Québec. Hope you like the history about my hometown.
Mr. Ken is up.
No,